Invite me when he gets back.
Okay, I'm back.
Disconnected from server.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely need to go get skinning. I'm missing out on so many things. Killed it. Def missing too much. But halfway through the stakes. There's a bunch of majestic. Majestical. That one might do it. Might as well finish off this. Should be another hill stalker over here somewhere. There's one. Get her. Yay. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Hello.
Oh.
Hey.
What?
What that?
That's my timer.
What?
That's your timer?
In case I overslept, I was laying down on the sofa.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Needle and thread.
Uh-huh.
Don't forget
Mhm.
now.
I'm fulfilled.
You might have to tell him on vent.
I gotta put on the camera because I gotta show Danny something.
Okay.
Okay, Danny.
What?
Look what I got. Oh.
Yay, a spinny circle.
Oh.
They're my favorite circles. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, superheroes.
What a nerd.
The Disney Infinity collectors for the PlayStation 4.
I would have cashed it in and got your money back for the bottle deposit.
This can only be bought for the PlayStation 4. It's the only one to have the collector's edition.
Ah, okay.
So the console you bought and you played on day of release, and you never played it ever since.
But I stopped collecting Disney Infinity after I got that because the Legos Dimension is far more gooder.
Far more gooder.
Yes.
Nice.
More gooder.
More gooder.
So damn you, freaking Boogie, for getting his promo thing before everyone else.
So what is our topic? You don't know.
Oh. Hold on, before. Let me show you. Oh.
Where's Boba Fett?
I'm lagging, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
My
Run
camera's
on.
like, there we go. Ooh. Ooh.
Can we
You
not?
expect?
Can we not eat next to the mic, Dan? Oh God, my ears.
That's tres leche cake from Costco.
I see a self-portrait of you.
No, that's you. I gotta carry that wherever I go. I remember. I'm better than Hal, and I'm smarter than Hal, and gosh darn it, people like me.
You're right. You've won in that department. Nobody likes me.
I like you, Hal.
No, you don't. You just like
I
the
do.
idea of me.
And what is the idea of Hal?
What am I supposed to do with these strange spores again?
Rub them all over your body.
Excuse me.
I'll give that a 7. Had good volume and duration.
I know. Seriously though, what do I do with these spores?
What spores are you talking about?
Oh, I gotta get the thingies here, don't I? I'm doing the Shadow Moon quest chain. While we,
I've never played Alliance, so that far in.
yeah.
I've done it once, so I don't remember.
I think I gotta hit the glowy spores and then go touch the spores that are attackable. If that cunt Alliance mage wouldn't have,
Danny's ears.
oh, sorry. That C word.
Bleepity McBleeply.
See you next Tuesday.
That C word?
Well, you've been collecting goldfish, so...
Oh, yeah.
He's been collecting Z forces.
Wow, you're the second person to make that joke today. The first was yours truly, Nalagag. I didn't use yours truly in the correct context. I'm sorry.
Whatever, I'm just your unnamed sidekick.
Unnamed sidekick number 1. That's like those people who are like, oh yeah, I hope you look for the new movie. I'm in it. I'm unnamed extra 47 in the background with a sign covering my face. But you can tell it's my body.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at Bed Bath & Beyond today. I got so excited because I saw the stand for the BB-8s. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? It's like, sold out. I'm like, no! Fuck, man.
You snooze, you lose.
I want one.
If wants were cupcakes, then everybody would be a fat ass.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
I ain't paying $149 for a glorified remote control toy.
I
It's
would,
anywhere.
yeah. Tor could use it to fetch him sparkling water from his fountain.
It's his pool
It's just
where Vader keeps falling in.
He hasn't fallen in about a month.
That's because you have no pool. Like, yeah, I would imagine your pool's all covered up now.
No, not yet.
Oh, really?
November 2nd, I'm closing.
Oh, okay.
I like to keep it open for Halloween because Halloween it's really cold out. So you put the heater on with the water and it's like almost like a mist. And you turn the light red. It looks so cool.
Oh, it looks like Jaina's oatmeal fountain.
Anyways.
Mm.
We're long overdue for anyways.
Mm. Do we have a topic? No? Yes? No? Maybe?
Can we? Let's see it. What do you want to talk about?
Can we brainstorm here on what this topic's gonna be? Is it gonna be WoW related? It's gonna be... what? What is it gonna be?
That's I don't know. You tell me, guys.
We can talk about consoles.
That's true.
Talk about consoles.
Nalagag's getting an Xbox.
But I don't have a TV.
For real?
He's
Well,
got
I
the
do.
He's got the old analog TVs though.
You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't. He has the old ones with the analog, the freaking screw thing. The screw
Oh
jack.
no! Nalagag, tell him what the front of your TV looks like.
You guys can fucking brag as much as you want, Tor, of how big your TV is, how much HD it is, but you know what? My TV has a built-in VCR.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
I've never played on console. PlayStation 3, it didn't have an HDMI port. Well, maybe now it does, but...
Well, it has
So
an
I never
HDMI
thought-
port, but...
Yeah, it has a port, but... I didn't need to get a new PC TV.
PC TV.
Yeah. Well, it's an Xbox.
Mhm.
Basically
Use-
PC.
Use a monitor.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I
but then I'm
found
not gonna
it.
get audio.
I found it. The back of Nalagag's television. It's right there in chat.
Oh god. I can't look at it because if I do, it'll fuck my stream up.
Oh god, that's fucking old.
That's it.
That's old when you have to fucking screw in those things.
VHF, UHF.
Those things, yeah.
Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt.
Well, I could use the monitor I have now, but the thing is, I don't think I would have any audio.
Might not.
Woo! And you know you're freaking old if you know what this is. Where is it?
Why does...
Right there you go.
Okay, what the hell? What the hell is going on?
Oh god, I know what that is.
Describe it to me without telling me what it is.
It's the box that you switch from TV to game. and you screw 2 parts in and plug in the other part.
Oh no.
It has Atari on.
Yeah.
Yes. That was used to be the only way to connect. And then if the screws broke, you had to splice it with a knife and try to fix it yourself. Oh man, that's old school.
Yep.
Well, would you be able to play with putting the headset in the controller itself and get audio through that?
Yeah. you
Yeah.
can. But if you get the like the Turtle Beach or the company I have, I forgot the name of it.
No, I'm probably just gonna get the one I get. Yes.
That way you won't wake up people in the house.
Well, either it's gonna be this. Either there's gonna be no audio whatsoever, or there's going to be volume, but it's going to be max.
He's gonna narrate the voices in his head how the story goes. Well, I think he's saying, "Let's go to the fish market," but we don't know.
What he's really saying is replaced with the more authentic-looking Peter Dinklage.
It's the it's the whisper challenge.
Oh yeah. Where you hear different shit depending on what you're actually listening to.
Don't be dissing the Peter.
You know that he got fired from
He got fired from Destiny. He's irrelevant.
Why you get fired?
His voice was too monotone.
They didn't like how he was doing the ghost voice.
Yeah, it was too monotone. They wanted someone a little more upbeat.
They were confused because they thought an actual 1970s printer was narrating the whole game.
Welcome, human. You have been dead for quite some time.
Yeah, that's a stupid mind of it. You've been dead quite some time. Dinklage, can we up it the volume a little bit? No, this is about as much enthusiasm as I have.
Look out. They're attacking us.
From the right.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking would be more exciting.
Oh no. The biothermological scanners detected life forms in the other side of the area. Peter Dinklage. Oh, there's guys over there.
Now we just gotta get Danny with an Xbox, and Conquest is complete.
Keep dreaming.
You know what happened to the last person that got Xbox? He left and went and joined Dimension Guild and never came back to his friends.
Oh, and you also forgot joined ESO.
Oh, well, there's that too.
And who are we talking about?
I was referring to that one guy that we used to know.
Joey.
No. He played a cat druid.
DPS healing druid.
DPS, yeah. Utility druid, yeah.
Yes, the utility druid.
Oh, I can't remember what his name was. It's been ages since I've seen him though.
Had a fetish for bleach though.
Yeah, really weird. Like anal bleaching was his thing, and I could never understand why.
Oh, Doy?
Oh, that's the net guy's name.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fred.
Shit. I was gonna say Bob, but
So Doy left us for ESO?
oh no,
No, that was Joey.
That's Joey that left us for ESO. Doy left us for what did he leave us for? Oh, some alliance dimension guild that raids 2 tiers below what current content is.
But they're damn good at it.
Oh yeah, they can. Look, I'm pretty sure that they could clear at least half of normal.
Only half?
You're such an ass.
And the thing is, I can say whatever I want because he doesn't watch anybody else's content but his own. It's genius. You're like, oh, I put up a new video. He's all like, it's beneath me.
Where's his content? I haven't seen him in my subscription
He
feed.
streams on Instagram now.
Yeah, he keeps sending dick
He switched
pics.
accounts. He's using a different name now.
He's on
yeah.
Team Reddit.
Team Reddit. Hashtag Team Reddit. Hashtag grapes for life. Hashtag better than apples. Hashtag Veruca Salt.
I'm more into 4chan.
I'm more into meth.
That's my line, fucker.
Yeah, well, I used it. Come at me, bro. Come at me,
Okay.
bro. Come at me, bro. Oh, not in the eye. Ah. Oh.
All you have to say is Hinterlands. I don't remember eating corn.
What did I have? Mashed potatoes.
Where'd that chicken come from?
That's
a
not
whole
chicken,
chicken.
it's a spleen.
Oh, no,
Ah.
I think it's Hinterland's quest chains.
Anyway.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about? Consoles?
Consoles.
What kind of consoles?
Oh,
all of
them, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, PlayStation and Wii U.
So, ready?
What, there's got to be more than that.
No. No, I want to know what about consoles we're talking about.
We were going to talk about what consoles we have. What's our favorite games on the console? What do we think of other consoles?
What our first consoles were?
Yeah, let's go old school.
Yeah.
I won't be so old school.
Nalagag was sporting let's see, Xbox 360. That's as old school as he goes.
No, mine is actually Nintendo 64.
Only
nice.
64?
Jeez.
If anything, it would be PlayStation 3, Tor. You know I'm a PlayStation guy.
Fun fact: did you know that the PlayStation disc could hold that when they made Final Fantasy, they were going to put it on the cartridges for Nintendo, but they decided to go with PlayStation because instead of having 32 separate cartridges for the N64, they would rather have 3 discs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
How would that work anyway? Because usually things break if you pull a cartridge out of a gaming console.
Exactly. That's the main reason why they didn't do the original plans for the Nintendo. So is it just going to be about consoles this week, or are we going to like branch into something else later on if we have time? No? Okay.
Well then.
So, I'm going to start off with our first console.
Mm-hmm.
Led into
The ones we've played.
favorite game on a console.
Oh, God. That's a tough one.
Actually, most memorable game.
A memorable game?
I have a good one.
I think I might have one, yeah.
The most valuable one you have.
What do you mean?
Should we go console or game? Both.
Just do both.
Wolf, I guess. I mean, I don't...
You realize how much problem it's going to be for me, the collector's edition collector of them all.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, you've only wasted enough children to save enough money to save children in Haiti, so you know.
I wouldn't say wasted. None of my collector's editions are wasted because I invested in tried and true games.
Okay. Worst gaming decision.
God. Worst gaming decision. Ugh. Crash Bandicoot,
Course.
Nuts and Bolts.
First MMO. First time going online.
First time going online.
Yeah, the first game you ever played online.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's first MMO. I'll put it under that bracket.
Hello Kitty on an adventure.
I'm fucking going old school. Unreal Tournament.
I never got into Unreal Tournament on Atlanta.
You can buy it fairly cheap.
Oh, you can get all of them on Steam, so. Anyway, we'll let Tor figure out what his plan is here.
What else can we hit on the gaming topic?
I don't know. Can we? How about this? How about one of the topics is that next week we have a topic planned.
Yeah, how about that?
That'd be a good one. And someone other than me this week to tell what the fuck the topic's gonna be.
Hey, I've always come up with topics, so shush.
No,
I just came up with this one.
Like Nallagag's the only one that's really contributed anything. I mean, Dan just kind of sits there and looks pretty.
With his little purple cup.
And he
with
can't
a smile.
He can't even do that anymore since we moved from video. So.
All right, so we'll just start off with that, and we'll move on to something comes up.
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
What do you mean? My picture is my favorite purple cup and a smile.
All right, so we're ready?
Are you gonna do a test first to make sure you don't fuck up?
Yeah.
I've been recording that, so.
Ooh.
As Vader barks in the background.
Ruff, 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 ruff.
I got a shit.
Okay, sound check is good. I tested the footage that we were recording.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
hey,
God.
everybody. Oh, here we go.
I just died.
I didn't say hinterlands, okay?
No, I just disengaged off a cliff.
Well, everybody, that's our Cawfee Talk, and thank you everyone for coming.
YouTube copyright claim for disengaging off the cliff. There was wind sounds.
Hey, everybody, this is Torre, and we're at another week of Cawfee Talk. We got Epic Danny here. We got Havanas and Nalagang. Let's go down the week on anything that's been going on. Let's start with Danny. Danny, what do you got this week going?
I had the luxurious glory of jury duty.
Yay!
Woo!
Let's go, Dan. Let's go, Dan.
Took them 41 years to grab me,
Wow.
but they finally did.
Well done.
It was traffic court. Sat there for 2 hours, and then the clerk said, "Okay, everybody, looks like we're not going to need you, so we're just waiting for the judge to dismiss you." Yada yada yada, and
You had the rest of the day off.
pretty much.
You know, legally, you're supposed to go back to work.
So, my only hope there / fear was that Dan has convicted someone who's innocent, and then they look across the board and look across the room, and they go, "You! When I get out, you're done."
It was traffic court anyway, so
I didn't make a
People
left-hand
disputing
turn.
tickets.
yeah, pretty much.
I didn't make a left-hand turn. I'll fucking kill you. Okay.
So other than that, my week's been good. Working on, I got all the videos recorded. I just got to render them for my latest transmog series. I even now have the full blood set, so that's pretty much a done deal. Might have another one in the works for Barman. I've got a couple of interesting things that I'm thinking of looking into a set for. I just got to do some research. And other than that, just my usual weight loss journey video and all that other fun stuff.
Yay!
Hey.
Coolio.
Al!
Well, first I'd like to give a heartfelt, condolences to Doizor's family. This
Flowers will be sent.
past week, Tor and I had happened to log on WoW, and his brother was getting his account and settling his affairs on the game. So You know, Doizors, we miss you, man. Never forget.
In the memory of Doizors, a 10 ding salute. That's all. That's all on the budget. So we can do 5.
We only had 5.
It's not in the budget. I'm sorry. Those things cost money.
You spent the rest on Cheetos and Coke, didn't you?
And hookers.
Hookers.
Cheetos.
They're scattered around Danny's room as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
No, not much. I've been streaming. I've been working my ass off IRL. And I've been lazily uploading my stream footage to YouTube in hopes to claim all of the 69 cents that I make for every video.
You have enough for a can of Coke.
Oh, yeah. That's about it, really. That's been my week, the last 2 weeks in a nutshell.
Nalagag! What's up with you?
Well, it's been a little bit of a bum week for me. So started with my work. It seems to basically be that I will not be able to continue at my workplace. Because financially, he doesn't have the money to have someone keep on board.
That sucks.
That really
But
sucks.
while I'm going to be working there, he said I can only work there for a maximum of 12 months, starting from October. But I will get more paid. Basically more than, I think it's like, what was it, triple amount of money?
Yeah, his paycheck will basically triple for the next 12 months
within those 12 months, he has to find another job.
Yeah, well,
that's what I'm
yeah,
currently
that-
doing.
that's
I'm
what he's
currently
doing.
applying to the brewery that we have here.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Peter
by the way-
Griffin.
you see what happens now. It's like, now can you make the podcast? Ooh, what the fuck is this podcast?
Quahog.
Well, we also make sodas there, so
Nice.
I'm gonna get diabetes.
Yeah.
And other news,
Diabetes.
I heard this is more like a more depressing sound. The teacher that I had in school, daughter, died a couple of days ago.
Ooh.
Had her funeral today. She was 17 years old.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that
For the past 3 years, she has been battling cancer. And
unfortunately, she lost.
yeah, but it was a very beautiful ceremony. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
But that's what's been going on for me all week.
Just to re-add to mine, I just want to say, if Sin is watching, if he watches the video, I'm sorry, his dogs passed away this morning. His 2 little puppies died this morning.
Aww.
Yeah.
I hate hearing when dogs die. Especially when they're puppies.
He's had them. Well, they're not puppies, but like they're smaller breed of dog. He's had them for 11 years, so he was quite upset this morning when he found out that was happening.
Aww.
Yeah.
Aww.
With me, nothing's really much. I've been playing my rogue all week. Got him to 100. Got him pretty geared quickly. He's 660, I think.
Nice.
That's pretty much it with me.
You'll be able to
only
solo Dragon Soul any day now.
Yeah, the only reason why I leveled up my rogue real quick was because I want to solo Dragon Soul and finally get I have 2 legendaries to go, the bow and the daggers. So, knock out that one.
If you get to 640, you will easily be able to do
Oh yeah.
On heroic,
it. Oh,
heroic. I know. I want to
it
do
doesn't
heroic.
matter.
I would say
It
660.
won't matter.
Yeah.
It won't really matter. There's no real difference between heroic and normal in terms of the legendary drops.
Well, shit hurts.
Yeah.
No.
So
I just did a 25-man heroic, a 25-man.
I mean,
normal.
I farm it 25-man heroic on Torre with no problem, but he's also almost 700 DPS level. His DPS gear is almost 700, so
Yeah.
it's a big difference.
A little bit.
Just a little.
And I've been getting hooked on Disney Infinity, the
Sell,
figurines.
sell out.
Yeah.
Sell out.
But then I stopped collecting Disney Infinity this week because it's a lot of commitment into it. So I just collected the Marvel and some of the Star Wars, but it's a lot of commitment. I mean, there's so many figures in. So I'm gonna start fresh and wait for Lego's Dimensions to come out, which has some of the coolest, like
Doctor Who.
they have Doctor Who. They
Enough
got
said.
they got the full. No,
That's all you got to say.
No, I could
Just Doctor
beat
Who.
that. I could beat that. Back to the Future original voices of Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox. Their original voices in the game.
That's a shaky situation.
Ghostbusters are in there too, and they have the Simpsons too.
Nice.
Doctor
So,
Who. That's all you had to say.
What it is
all you had
when
to
you
say.
buy the packs, you can go into their world. Just like in the movie Lego movies, you can, everyone has like different realities and different dimensions. You can go to there. You can just keep jumping dimensions, going into different worlds depending on what figures you collect.
Awesome.
So it's pretty cool. It's a great idea.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I'm starting to collect that. It comes out the 27th.
Doctor Who. That's all you had to say.
Doctor. Okay, so we're gonna go into our topic for this coffee talk. This coffee talk's topic is we're gonna go a little. It's not gonna be about WoW or any MMO really. We're gonna go back into the consoles, big old console wars. We're gonna even go to the very beginning of where we first played our first game, and our fondest memory and our biggest regret towards gaming. So, we're gonna start off with everyone's first console, the very first one you remember getting and playing. And we're gonna start off with Danny. Danny, what's
First one I played.
first one you received?
First one I received. The old Nintendo Entertainment System.
The old NES. And what was the first game you had for it?
It was the Kung Fu game.
Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Shang Fu?
It was Shaq Fu. It wasn't.
No,
Shaq.
it was just called Kung Fu, and it was basically this
remember
multi-story
that.
thing, and you would go through and you would basically punch and kick these guys that came to you. You would dodge these little dragons that would fall from the ceiling, and then at the end of each floor there was a boss that you had to deal with.
Sorry.
Continue on,
poor,
Dan.
poor Vader needing attention.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then, of course, got the staples, Super Mario Brothers and Legend of Zelda and all that.
Did your NES have Rob or no?
Oh, yeah. I had, I bought Rob and that weird game that he came with.
Gyromite.
Yeah, Gyromite.
Yes.
I never played it.
Well, you weren't missing much.
I saw it and it's not good.
No?
Well, basically what it was, the game was basically you had blue and red pillars. And when Rob was set up, you had these two little things that you would put spinning gyros on in order to raise or lower either the blue or the red pillars, depending on which slot you had it on.
Dan.
And it was just ridiculous because you had to grab the gyro, you had to put it on the spinner to get it spinning, then you had to pick it up, and then you had to put it on the button for it to hit the button on the controller, and it was just okay. Oh, this one's going on, I better get it spinning again, and it was just.
Dan, did you cheat?
Yes.
At a certain point, I was using my feet to control, and it was bad. I had my toes to control the buttons for the levers, and I'm just moving the guy.
I would also like to point out it's pronounced Euro.
Euro?
Shut up. Gyro.
It actually is pronounced gyro and with
I
law.
know. I'm just doing it to piss Tor off.
Yes. All right. Then. So, how about you, Hal? Your very first gaming console when you had?
The very first one I received, Tor, was the Sega Genesis with the upgrade pack on it. I don't know if you remember that.
The Jaguar?
I believe so. The one that it's like it made like a mini tower where your game.
That's
would
with
go
the CD.
into.
You said that you put the Genesis on top of the CD tray, like a CD case, and you put the CD in there. Is that it?
Nah, that's the Sega CD that you were thinking of. That's the Saturn. You were thinking
No,
of.
the original Sega CD was you take the Genesis and you mount it on top of this
there's
big
that.
case.
I had the what was it? It was the cartridge pack for it. It was because there was like 4 or 5 different things you could get for the Sega Genesis to upgrade it. Mine happened to be the one that upgraded the cartridge speed. I guess it made the games play faster. Something I can't remember what the whole purpose of it was. But that was what I played, and it came, and I got it like at a flea market, I guess. Well, it's like at a yard sale. My uncle got it for me, and he bought with it a game. I think it might be like something that was called like Dragon Commander or something. I talked about it before, where you basically just control a dragon and you go incinerate people who are escaping a village, and that was the whole point.
Incinerate.
That was the whole point of
be
it.
purged.
By face the flames of Felfiros.
So,
But yeah, that was it.
our pal Nalagag, what was your first system?
My first gaming console was the Nintendo 64.
You're making me feel old. Really?
Yeah. Hey, have you seen my TV?
Ain't it though?
Wow.
First console I owned was a Nintendo 64, and I think I owned in total 3 games on that system because we were poor when we grew up. I was like Super Mario Party, and then there was a very underrated one, F-Zero X.
Yeah, that was.
It was
it's like
a
a racing game.
sci-fi racing game.
Yeah.
Oh my
Which,
goodness.
which fun fact, the game ran at 60 frames per second.
Yep.
When
What?
most games nowadays cannot run higher than 30.
Yep. On a PC, mind you.
Yeah. Or fuck, even the Xbox One or PlayStation 4,
Yep.
which is supposed to be way superior.
That is true. Wow. With me, whoa, I'm gonna blow you guys' minds away. My very first,
Pong, mate.
I would have probably that I can remember. I want to say Atari, but it's not. It wasn't Atari. It was the Intellivision. It was my very first console.
The
Oh,
what?
the television.
Intellivision.
In television.
It was basically the counterpart to an Atari. It was the other company.
Oh, okay.
You know, so Intellivision made their own company, and it looked just like the Atari. It actually had. No, sorry, that was ColecoVision. But Intellivision, you know, it used to be like the most. I had almost every console what it was, as a kid.
I lied.
Why?
The Genesis wasn't. Well, it's not the oldest one I had, but it was the first one I had. Never mind. The oldest one I had was. Do you remember the like? I think it was like the Archimedes machine.
I have
The
no idea what that is.
Acorn Archimedes.
That's
It
some
was-
Canadian thing.
No, it was basically like it. You know the big floppy disks.
Yes,
It was one of those things. I had
Oh,
one
God.
of them.
like a
I had
Commodore
one of them.
64.
Well, kinda, yeah, but it was something. It was like a off-brand or something of it. It looked like a little computer, but you know, bigger.
So yeah, I had Intellivision. I had almost every console there was when growing up as a kid. I had
Oh, yeah,
Atari and
rich.
Television, ColecoVision. So yeah, and,
All 3 versions of the Atari.
2 versions.
You stopped after the second?
My brother had the 7400, so I played when I went over to visit him. So
Ah.
That piece of shit.
yeah, that was like one of the biggest flops. I think that was the last console they made before they stopped making Ataris.
Yeah, and then went to, what was this? Yeah, Sega.
Yeah.
Then they just started making games.
All right, so out of the console wars back then it was just, there was only like 3 companies really: Atari, and back then it was just Atari and ColecoVision, and television was basically going out of the market there. But it was Atari and Coleco. And then Nintendo came out, and Nintendo just like basically blew everybody away. Followed by, after Nintendo, came Sony.
Well, for a long while, Nintendo was just like, oh, the thing that we've made is obsolete now. Let's turn it into a handheld.
Do you remember?
Even more.
Do you remember when Nintendo was so popular? They would make the most retarded game ever. Sorry to use a retarded word. I know it's trying to be PC here, but the most stupidest games ever made. I mean, they just like would make anything into a game.
He's a plumber who jumps on who eats mushrooms and.
Hey, there was a one of the base Atari games was a game where you were basically a square. And you had no inventory space. You just had one thing, and you had to decide what you would carry around. And your sword was like this little triangle.
Yeah,
it was
almost as bad as Atari.
Still a better love story than Twilight.
Like, remember Atari? That whole thing about the landfill full of ET games.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Which is true.
Yes,
IGN,
it is.
IGN had a cruise. You go down there, and they fished it all out. And there's a whole land full of ET games out. I had ET, and I think I still have ET somewhere in one of those boxes.
Hidden in one of your dark coffers.
Fernherm.
He's got a dark coffer full of, like, a finger and everything else that he used to get that game.
So, what do you think was your most memorable game? I would even go far as per system, because sometimes you might have a favorite game. You don't have to give every game, but if you have one per system, say so. But let's start off with Danny. You want to start off all the way at your first system?
Didn't really have a favorite game on the NES. My next one was the Genesis, and that one I liked a game called Cyberball. It was basically a football game that you played with robots.
Is that then? Some of them had like one wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that game.
And let's see. On when I got my PlayStation, my favorite game was the original XCOM. On my 360, it's a toss-up because there's just so many good games out there. Any of the 3 BioShocks.
Good choice.
The two Elder Scrolls games. Another good favorite of mine was Final Fantasy XII. I still have the collector's edition on that, even though I don't own a PS2.
Who was the hero of that one? I know about heroes. Oh.
Wasn't that, what's his face, with the knockoff gun sword? Can't remember. Squall? I'm thinking Squall?
No.
No, it wasn't Squall.
It was...
Leon?
It was, some like, orphan kind of kid.
Was he the one with the blonde hair?
Yeah.
That was his laugh. I remember it. That was his laugh. That was the laugh in the game that they recorded for.
Is he the one that
No,
worked?
that's Titus from Final Fantasy X.
Is that the one where his costume looked a lot like Kingdom Hearts?
Sora?
He had the short shorts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Was wearing sort of like a vest, and you wondered if he was a guy or a gal.
Yeah, and isn't that the one at the very first, in the beginning of the game, you're playing that sport underwater in the dome of
No,
water?
that's 10.
That's 10.
That's 10.
See?
We
am
went
I the
into a
only?
Final Fantasy discussion.
Am I the only one that just to end this Final Fantasy discussion? Am I the only one that finds it ironic that they named it Final Fantasy because it was going to be the last game ever produced, and then that made them it made them like literally bank for life?
I thought this was the Final Fantasy. No.
It's only the beginning.
And now they're working on 15.
The Final Fantasy was old when this world was young.
Also remaking it.
Yeah.
One of them.
7?
Don't know which one.
Which
7.
also had one of the worst movies ever.
Advent Children was best.
Advent Children was good, but what was the name of the movie, actual movie that they made? What was the title of it?
It was the one that,
Final Fantasy: The Spirit Within.
The Spirit Within. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness!
That's the hinterlands of Final Fantasy movies.
The special effects were really good, but the story had zero to do with Final Fantasy except that the planet was called Gaia.
A
That's
piece of wet paper had more story than that whole fucking.
That had zero. You could have named that anything you wanted. The Return of Gaia, the Gaia's Fate. You could have called it anything you want. It had nothing to do with Final Fantasy. Nothing. I was watching it and I'm like, waiting for a summon to happen. When are they going to summon something and a fight? No.
Come on, this is the Dirge of Cerberus all over again.
I actually read the book. The book was no better.
Oh, for once the book wasn't as good. Everybody's
Shots
like,
fired.
people always like, oh, the book is much better.
Not
Not in
really.
this case.
Okay, Hal, your most memorable game. So you can
Most
start
memorable-
any system.
My most memorable game was honestly original PlayStation, Spyro Year of the Dragon. Best game I've ever played to this date. I love it to pieces and continue to play it on an emulator on the computer. So that was one of the best games I've ever had. The other one was for the GameCube, I believe, and it was called Time Splinters 2. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It was
That actually sounds very familiar.
Time Splinters 2 was basically you and your friend are co-oping through the entire game. If your friend dies, consider your levels over. You cannot beat it with one person.
Was that a shooter game?
It was a third-person shooter or first-person. I think it was either a
They
third.
actually had a gun and you had to shoot at the screen and something like that.
No, it was on. Just use the controller. But if your partner died, basically, if your partner died, you could revive him, but you had a short amount of time. If you didn't, all of the creatures and bosses on the map grew 2 times as hard to kill.
Wow.
Old friend of mine, we stayed up for 2 days straight beating the game, and it was fucking hard. The only other one I really like and is memorable now is Xbox One's Diablo 3. I think it's the best version of Diablo I've played, and I've played the PlayStation 3 and the computer version. That's about it for me.
Nalagag?
I think most memorable games of me playing would have to be the PlayStation 2 era. It would be the Sly Cooper trilogy.
Good game trilogy though. That's a good game trilogy.
My mother still plays that.
Yeah.
Well, you have a choice. Just 1, 2, 3. They recently made not recently, but they made a 4th one for PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank, Gladiator.
Which, if you're wondering why it's called Gladiator for him, the U.S. and Canada got it as Deadlocked.
Never
if anyone
played
was wondering. Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked was a really good game. Actually,
oh yeah, I heard of it. Yes.
I actually, when you go watch the stream version of this later, this is Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked right here. I've got the case right here on my desk.
Ooh.
Other than that, it would probably be some Dragon Ball Z game. You know how many there are.
Kamehame!
There are as many games as many times he's done that.
Wow. with me. Let's go back for
Get ready to
The
sleep,
dawn of
everybody.
time.
doom, 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 doom. I'm not gonna even go to Atari because Atari is just I can't even.
If you had a favorite game at Atari, I would die.
I rocked the
I
shit
just
out. I rocked the shit out of Pong, mate. Pong's
Yeah, big
best.
pong.
I played Pong and Centipede and backwards compatible Pac-Man.
My friend said I would play Pong and then get blasted on marijuana every fucking night.
And wonder where the ball went. It goes on the screen and just disappears and
It's
magically
gone.
is the screen. It's like, what the hell?
What's up
I
with that?
I would say I had the game Elevator Action. If you remember playing that game,
No.
I had it for my Commodore 64, and this game sticks out really well because it was illegal copied. Back then,
Ooh.
you would just copy the files and put it on another floppy disk,
Yeah.
but this game wouldn't run. Right, so the only way to start it is pop in the disk, do /run. As soon as the game starts, you have to actually hit the keyboard with all your might, and it would start up. You have to mash every key on your keyboard for it to start, and then it would start up the game.
Well then.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely want to play that game.
Well, there was some games like the original Wasteland. You actually had to copy the discs and play off of the copies, because it would actually save the changes onto the disc itself of what you did and you could. It just opened it up to unlimited exploits, because what you could do is when it said enter disk yada yada, what you could do is you could put the original disk in to get it to load fresh stuff, and then just save and then exit and reload.
Oh,
And
wow.
and you could you could go through things and get that one thing you needed.
That sounds about as entertaining as Hey You Pikachu, where you yelled into the fucking mic and your Pikachu would get startled.
Well, it could continue considering that if you were lucky, it took like maybe 15 minutes for the game to load.
Yeah.
Yeah, those days where it took forever for games to load. Oh my goodness.
It's like a World of Warcraft splash screen when you're trying to enter a new area.
Because I used to play the SSI Dungeons and Dragons games, and those things came on 4 double-sided floppy disks. And if you got to a certain area, you'd have to move to a different disk, and you would be waiting like 5 minutes just to get to the next area.
That's ridiculous.
Well, when you only have 64K of memory at the time.
My watch runs on 64K.
Okay, yeah.
It's how my PlayStation is right now.
My toaster doubles that when it toasts things, so I mean, it's pretty cool.
All right, let me see. For the Sega Genesis, I would have to go with Phantasy Star, the very first one.
I never could get into that.
I never got a chance to play it, but I heard it was great.
I remember Christmas Day. I remember how exactly this, because I paid $100 for that game. It was Christmas Day. I got money for Christmas. I tallied I put all the money together. I said I got $100. Ran down to the store and got Final Fantasy for $100. I remember that because that was the most a game ever cost, because that was one of the very first games that actually had a battery to save.
You mean Phantasy Star, or did you mean
Phantasy Star?
Final Fantasy.
Fantasy Star.
Okay, you said Final Fantasy.
Sorry, it was Fantasy Star.
Old gods.
It was the very first game that ever had a battery built in, so it was one of those rare. Followed by I think, no, sorry, it was the second game with a battery built, because the original was Zelda. Remember, Zelda had the first battery.
Right.
For my Sega CD, it would have to be Night Trap, because of the whole big killing. It was all over the news. It was one of the very first games that actually killed females, and there's a big controversy on it.
I never heard of it, but I wasn't alive, so.
Oh,
Dinosaurs
Nin-
roam the earth, man.
With Nintendo, I would have to remember the game Gunsmoke.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember that game, but everyone who did not cheat with Gunsmoke, putting the gun all the way to the screen and shooting.
That's like with the old, what was it, the Duck Hunt? You used to do that too? Yeah, Duck Hunt, I
Yes.
used to cheat on that all the fucking time.
Just put it right up to the screen. Goom, goom, goom. Look how good I am.
I'm more gooder.
Your friends would come over and be like, how'd you get the high score? And I'm like, fucking good at the game.
I didn't shoot the dog.
I didn't have to put him down.
Yep. He's my dog, Pa.
And I'm gonna end
Ooh,
mine's with.
hold on.
Did he fall? Did he fall off the seat?
Yeah, he fell off his seat and opened the door.
And he's grabbing a snack. He's coming back. The first addicting game I ever played for for any of the games, I would say my top favorite is SOCOM. I was so addicted to SOCOM that it's not funny. I would play night. I would be at work and think of good sniping spots at my job, and I worked at a school, so I was thinking about good sniping spots where I would take out everybody.
Did you practice on the school kids?
What the hell did I come back to?
You don't want to know.
Are you like putting a bomb together there, Hal?
No, someone just called and I missed the phone call.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, continue.
Okay, so let's go on to your most valuable prized possession out of your consoles. The one thing that you hold above everything else. Danny, sorry.
Probably my copy, my copy of the collector's edition of Final Fantasy XII. I even still hold on to the memory card, even though I no longer own a PlayStation 2.
Why is it so valuable to you?
It was just a good game, and it's the only Final Fantasy the only Final Fantasy holdout that I had when I got my newest consoles up to when I got my 360.
Hal, how about you?
Similar to that, I have my old GameCube save file of NHL. What the hell was it? 04, I'm thinking. And that is what got me through when I was really, really sick. It was the only thing I could really play without throwing up and looking at the TV. I was sick for about a month and a half.
That's what you do when you get meth.
Well, I mean, fuck, what? I was like, 9 years old? I had to rock the meth.
All the cool kids were doing
All the cool kids were doing it. Like, they were injecting heroin and shit. I had to do something. But no, it was,
Just too bored, had to go to bed.
yeah, I went right to meth because I was like, well, fuck, that's too expensive.
Nalagag, how about you?
Honestly, I don't own any really valuable thing other than the actual PlayStation itself, because it's actually the first generation of the PlayStation.
Okay.
The first one that was ever
The
made.
gray
the
one?
bigger-
That
Not
big,
the gray one.
That big fucking, white
the
one?
big black one.
Oh, the black one.
Oh, wow.
Old school. The first generation that ever came out. And probably also the first generation of PlayStation 3, because PlayStation 3 originally had backwards compatibility. They scrapped that idea later on because it was too expensive. It was like $100 more than the 360 at that time.
Yeah, I think
Basically how the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 was originally.
With me, it's my most valuable, but because it's the most sentimental for me. I have a Vectrex system. If any of you guys don't know what it is, look it up. It was the very first gaming console that came with a TV built into the console. It was black and white, and you put the cartridges on the side, but it came with these films that you lay on the screen, and you can, it became color.
Oh, okay.
And it's the most memorable for me, and my prized possession is because my grandmother bought it for me.
Oh.
So I still have it. I'm looking right at it right there, and I love that because it reminds me of my grandmother.
He's looking right at it. He's staring at it.
She shelled out the money, and it was very expensive that time to get it. So she got it for me, and I cherish it. I mean, it still works. I love it.
That's awesome, Tor.
So this one's gonna be a nice. Your worst gaming decision ever made. If you have more than one, it's fine, but try to give me your worst. And since Danny is loving it, let's start with Danny.
2 words. Watch Dogs.
Whoa!
You didn't like it? It was okay.
I did not like it. I was watching watching all of the the TV things, and I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. You're going to be this hacker, and you're going to be doing good things, and you're going to be going around and stealing from people, but it's for a good cause. And then when I got I was so hyped up in it, I'd gotten the game, a collector's edition guide and the DLC for it. And when I got the game and started playing it, I was like, okay, where's the hacking? Where can I be a good vigilante hacker?
Where's the dog?
And I just... Dan's all pissed off. I paid to watch some dogs in this game, and there's no watching of dogs!
There's not even a dog in this game.
But, I just
I played the game for 9 hours and didn't see a single dog.
It's supposed to star Michael Vick!
Well, no, it was just... I had trouble getting in with the main character of the game. Because I was like, okay, you're a blankety McBlank. Why do I want to play you? And it got so bad, I just okay, I put the game on the shelf and moved on to something else.
Damn. Do you got like a shelf of shame, or?
Yeah, you should, Danny. Make a shelf of shame.
Not currently, but that's the only game at least at this far that I was very not happy getting.
Okay.
How? You better say what I think you're gonna say.
No, it's not what you think I'm gonna say. I have to say the biggest travesty I have ever done, this was to myself, it was my own damn fault. I passed up a chance to own one of the first original Conker's Bad Fur Day cartridges.
Why?
Because when I was younger, I was in the mindset of, that squirrel isn't cool.
Which became one of the coolest games ever.
I regret it to this day. It was one of the, how they would release, they would give certain, if you were a subscriber to Nintendo magazine or whatever the hell it was back then.
Nintendo Power.
Yeah, or whatever the magazine was back then for it. They gave out copies of the game. My friend had a copy of the game that was given to him. He beat it. He wanted to know if I wanted it. I refused it.
Oh my goodness.
What did you think I was gonna say? I'm just curious.
That Warrior game that you paid 99 cents for, that was just horrible.
I mean it had a better love story than every game ever, so.
What's the name of that game? What was the name of that?
Garshnap Temple of the Dragon.
Just saying it makes you laugh.
Sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons module.
No, what it was
Enlighten us a little bit about that.
What that thing was when I first was introduced to Steam and I started talking to Tor again for after 5-6 months after I first knew him. I'd okay, well, you know what? I got a couple cents on this card here that I have, and I think I'll buy a couple games on the Steam sale. Hey, there's a game here for 99 cents. Should have been my fucking first clue. 99 cents. Where can you go wrong? I'm paying $1 for a game. If I could get that $1 back, I would. Because it's a piece of shit. You basically are a homeless guy with a sword who you're thrown into a story in which you're fighting on a platform to escape giant spikes, but you can't avoid the spikes. You got to get hit by the spikes. It's coded poorly. It's just a garbage game, and I would never recommend playing it.
At least it's not Bad Rats.
It could be Bad Rats. It's very close to Bad Rats.
Nalagag?
I don't really have anything really memorable. One thing at least I regret was buying the Nintendo GameCube.
No!
I never owned one, so I'm kind of happy I never owned one.
Oh my god, Robotech Battlecry was one of the best games ever for that thing.
Yeah, but that was a personal decision for me. Because I bought the system, I bought Super Mario Sunshine, and...
Oh,
There's your mistake right there.
you bought Sunshine, that was the mistake.
But that was a good game. I quite enjoyed it. It was a good game. It was the thing is, like 2 months later, the console died.
Oh.
So I ended up basically buying a console where they weren't supporting games anymore for the console.
They had a few online games. What were they that were really popular?
I don't know. I'm not really familiar that much with GameCube.
GameCube
'Cause
had
I only
online
own-
games?
I only own 2 games. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the GameCube had like 2 online games
No.
that you could play. I can't remember what it was.
I don't believe. I don't think so.
I don't.
Didn't they get the rights to Phantasy Star Online?
They might have, but I don't think there was ever... You couldn't plug it into a internet connection. There was no internet cable for it.
I remember there being 2 games on there that you can go online with. You're gonna have to Google that.
I mean, I'll Google it here for you, but I think you're wrong. Continue on, and I'll let you know.
That's pretty much it in terms of game. It would honestly be any Steam game that is multiplayer oriented. Frank, to be honest, like I don't know if you guys have heard this one. It's called Dungeon Land.
I think I've come across it.
It's basically, well, at that time I only know one mode, but apparently there's multiple modes. One of them is basically you are a dungeon master, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, and you have 3 other people who can play, or it's an AI. And your job is to basically just throw shit at them to make sure they die and cannot succeed as a game master.
Homeland, Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 Plus.
Okay, so there were a few online games, right?
Apparently they were online multiplayer, but how would you get online? There was no...
Maybe they had an adapter.
Might have.
The PlayStation, remember it had a screw-on adapter at one time?
Yeah, and then they just added it onto the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, because I remember I bought that screw-on adapter. That's how I used to play SOCOM and what's that that other MMO? I forgot the name of it. With me, I'm kind of I didn't buy it. It was a gift, but I'm ashamed of owning it.
Mm-hmm.
I had the Virtual Boy.
Oh, the Virtual Boy.
You know what? I'm thinking back now. That explains so much about you. That motherfucker fried your brain. That's what's wrong with you.
I am not joking. After playing that, you would take it off, and you're blind.
Yeah.
You seeing red everywhere. Oh my goodness, you don't understand. I used to love playing the pinball. The pinball is one of the greatest games that they had on that. And
it's like I'm actually playing pinball, man.
I wouldn't even use the stands. The stand, I would lay on my bed and just lean it on my head and play like that. It was horrible when you took those off. Who would think of making it red? Why?
That thing gave people so many seizures and headaches. Ugh. It's worse than the Japanese anime. I mean, seriously.
It's horrible. Which is gonna lead into us into the very first. A lot of us, I think we just discussed this a few times, but let's discuss it again. What was your first taste of online gaming? The very first time where you went, holy shit, this guy is across the world, across the United States. I'm playing with someone that's not next to me. Danny,
World of Warcraft.
that was your first MMO? Like your
Yep.
first time getting
Yep.
online and playing with someone that's not near you?
Yep.
Really?
Wow, Danny. You're a late comer. Giggity.
But
And what was your reaction to the first time you met someone that was not around you?
That was cool. You know, I was like, oh, this person's in another state, and I'm playing a game with them. And I was like, you know, cool.
And how do I trade again? You right click on their name
Control
and
I.
trade.
Control I.
Control I. Hal, your first time.
I believe I said it was RuneScape.
That was your first time
I
playing online?
think that was my first time playing online, and the first person I've ever played with was a person who, now, I don't know, they said they were a chick. I don't know if they were a chick. But they said that they were a girl who lived all the way over in the Czech Republic.
Oh.
And, it was just such a cool experience, because, like, this person is not, you know, in the sense, real, but is a real person all the way across the world. And it's at that point that I knew the internet was the future.
Jeez. There's people outside of Canada? Oh.
No,
Oh,
I
Canada.
you fucking idiots. You're a fucking idiot. I'm done.
Nalagag, which is one of the reasons we love the internet. Nalagag
We
is
got to
overseas.
meet him. We got to meet him.
He's overseas, and we talk to him like he's right in the same room as we are.
He knows more about us than most of our real life friends know about us.
I know a lot of shit.
Now he's just like, don't fuck cross me. Don't cross me.
First online experience I ever had, I was gonna say Unreal Tournament, but then I remember there was one other game, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the name, but it was a shooter game. My uncle played it. It was a period when my uncle lived with us because he couldn't afford rent, and we offered him to stay with us for a couple of months until he got his own place.
He offered to stay at your place for free, for nothing.
Well, he helped out. He took care of us when
Yeah.
my mother was
Yeah.
well. And I went into his room when he was playing online as first-person shooter. I was like, "Wow."
Was it a military?
Not really. It seems kind of like well, at that time, it seems to be more like the futuristic, like in the more like the later 2000 than the early 2000. But I remember, it's like he goes like, "Yeah, you want to try playing?" Sure. How do I control? Because I've never played it.
What was it for? What was it for? PlayStation 2?
PC.
PC.
Yeah, it was a PC game. It's like a very old game. I don't even remember the name of it, but I remember I see it in the stores literally everywhere because it was like the big hit at like one point.
I remember playing Battlefield back, the original, very first Battlefield.
Battlefield was also one of them. Also played Counter-Strike and Unreal.
I wonder what that other
But
one was.
when the really internet hit shine, I think either it has to be with WoW. Honestly, when I was really surprised, because that's when you started to know, like, oh, hey, this guy's from Sweden, this guy's from Norway, this guy's from Iceland, and we're all sitting here playing together.
Hey, and if I get a U.S. account, oh, this guy's from Brooklyn, this guy's from Canada, this one is from Texas.
This one has
Ah.
hookers in his room that are dead, and there's molding corpses.
Whatever.
Ugh. They're like, but don't you think? Sit back and think now, honestly. Isn't it a wonder that the only reason that we are like, you know, basically friends is because we met through a game?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Doesn't it amaze you and just give you like just a shiver of hope for humanity that it can thrive and exist?
Yeah.
It does.
Thanks to the
Brings people together.
interwebs.
It brings people from all different countries together, all different creeds of life. It's just awesome.
And makes trolls.
Lots of trolls and guild thieves. I mean,
Yes.
hi.
With me, my first taste of internet gaming has to be back when on the PlayStation 2, when we got the little Ethernet thing. You pop it in the back and you put your little Ethernet cord in. Was EverQuest Online Adventures.
Evercrack.
Evercrack, yeah.
I never played EverQuest, but they had an EverQuest for your PlayStation, for PlayStation 2. It was exclusive.
Awesome.
And that was my first taste of an MMO. And I remember typing to some guy, and he's like, I'm in Japan. I'm like, holy shit.
Oh, he's in Japan.
This guy's over here in Japan. We're very small penis.
What the hell was that, Dan? Fucking Japanese Jar Jar Banks? Ooh, Misa, sir. Ooh, Misa got the small penis. Ooh.
Anyways.
Ayuka, my shitty chicken!
You think I'll be sorry when you drive Toyota? Ooh.
You damn Mongolians! So, I'm pretty much out of questions unless you guys want to throw anything to this topic. Any other questions you want to throw out there?
We can talk about the current console. We haven't talked about that.
Well, yeah. Most of us here are Xbox players, except for Danny.
Yep.
And me. At the moment.
Well, at the moment, you're getting an Xbox. Can we? I don't know about Danny, but can we all agree that the Wii U is pretty much garbage?
Oh no, you're gonna make Nal cry because he wants one now.
I want one because the sole fact of playing Super Mario Maker, I've been watching people play that game and the game looks so fun. And you can be a total dick in that game and just make the levels as hard as possible.
I thought it was for the PC for a while, but apparently it's not.
I have no. It's just I had the original Wii, and I played it for like maybe 30 minutes, the entire length of this console. It was so horrible.
Really?
I just couldn't get past it. It was just annoying. Nintendo really lost it. I mean, there's people that like, like the Super Mario Maker and like what's the Mario Kart, stuff like that. But I have no hope for Nintendo. I think they're gonna fold soon. Personally, I mean, they have a strong following in Japan, of course, because that's their central. Mm-hmm. But when we have Xbox and PlayStation here, and they're going neck and neck at it.
I think what you're gonna see is that maybe they'll go Sega route, where they just make games
and sell it to the companies.
And sell it to the other companies. They would make more that way, I think.
Or they'll be Japan exclusive.
But then the other thing you gotta think of, and it's because I was watching Co-Optional podcast there recently. It was one of the older episodes. They were talking about this whole thing. Do you think that maybe Nintendo just doesn't give a shit? Because how much are they making off of their handheld consoles? Seriously, they're probably making way more than they ever would off of an actual console.
Pokemon.
We were talking about this. I think basically besides Pokemon, they're what's the damn figures, the
Amiibos.
Amiibos, that's it.
Well,
that's their money maker now.
They've made like an 8 to 9 mil on the Wii U.
Alone, yeah, and that's a flopped console. Let's just say that's a flopped console.
I mean, they're surviving, but not like Xboxes and PlayStation are.
I don't know. We don't know what they're making a fiscal year from their handheld consoles. I think they're still in the green.
Comparing to other consoles, to be honest, like Xbox has made like 11 to 12 million, and then PlayStation has made 20 million of the new console.
See, I don't understand that. I don't find the PlayStation 4 that entertaining. I don't like many of the PlayStation games. I don't find them. Everyone brags on how great PlayStation games are, and it's the ultimate gaming console. I prefer the Xbox. I'm always on my Xbox. I love it.
Yeah, I prefer the Xbox too.
It's an amazing console. It's one of the best consoles out there. I mean, I use it more for watching TV and all that. But when I play the games are they're good.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
it's mainly because that getting a hold of an Xbox is way more difficult than getting a hold of a PlayStation. Like
Maybe where you are, but over here they're like stacked everywhere.
it's anywhere. Yeah, that doesn't matter really where you are. Like if you
Well,
look
now
at it,
come Christmas time, it's gonna be harder. So get your Xbox
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
if you basically go to a store, you see like 20 Xboxes, not 20 Xboxes, 20 PlayStations. You see like fucking 5 Xboxes just laying there, you know.
Really?
Or they're not even there, just they're sold out because they just can't get a hold of them all of them once. And then there's also the restriction that they had originally that just turned people off and just went to Sony.
Oh yeah, where you were region locked.
That was like region lock. It was like you have to pay to borrow. You couldn't let people borrow games. Then you could let people borrow games, but then you had to. They had to pay.
Yeah, they screwed themselves on that, but they fixed themselves nicely with the reverse gaming.
Yeah.
They did. With a new guy in charge and everything.
And then
It made it much better.
they pulled themselves together again when they're like, oh, your friends on the Xbox 360. If you both have like Destiny or something, you guys can play together because we're all on the same live servers. So that was cool.
And then again, there's like some people is like with some games, you know, they're going to be on both console. Most of the time, it's going to look much better on a PlayStation than on an Xbox because PlayStation has better hardware than the Xbox.
I beg to differ because the Xbox is basically made with computer grade parts, so I would think that they'd have a better chance at being a really good looking game.
Actually not. They have less hardware compared to the actual PlayStation.
IGN actually puts pictures of every console's version of the game. It's the same thing.
Really? Yeah.
So it's so minute that you have to actually stare at them to know the difference. There's no difference.
But old Snake has 4 more hair follicles on his chin.
He has 4 pieces of stubble more.
It's mainly because it's just the difference. If one of the consoles has a lesser quality, it's mostly going to be the Xbox, and then you also have the chance with basically being 720 instead of 1080.
Yeah, I mean,
That's where the vibe comes from.
There's going to be people who are going to be like, oh, but I watched E3 and the Xbox and the PlayStation versions were just awesome looking. Like I couldn't even tell the difference. Like
they're running it on
they're
computers.
running it on a PC. I hope you know that.
Yeah. People don't understand that. They don't get that.
That's why when people are like, I paid a lot of money for this. Why is it not looking the same as it looked back then? Because you're not playing it on a fucking computer, guys. You're not playing it on a high-end computer like they were.
Well, that's not cool.
That's
So-
advertising.
What are your thoughts on the Steam box?
It's go ahead.
I haven't heard anything about it, frankly, to be honest.
Steambox is basically companies like Nvidia and all the people that make graphics cards and computer texts and stuff. It's basically a console version of your Steam OS that's just on a console that is in your living room. You know that big picture mode that we have on our PCs? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
that.
I know that.
To be honest, save yourself the money. Don't get a Steam box. Just
Buy a
get
computer.
that thing that's coming out for I think like $100. It lets you stream from your computer to anywhere in the house.
Or
If-
capture card?
It's I forgot what it's called. If you don't want to stream like from your laptop, you could actually stream it to your television,
Yeah.
and you could play off your television
Oh,
from your computer.
wireless HDMI is all that is.
It's pretty much that's what it is, and you could just do that. Play your television from your computer. You know, save yourself whatever it's $500-$600 instead of getting it.
Take that $500-$600, put it towards
Send it to Hal.
a brand new PC. And seriously, put it towards a new PC, because if you want a good gaming experience that you can use your Xbox One or Xbox 360 controller for, go get a PC. Get a PC.
Get a PC.
Get a PC.
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 PC Master Race.
PC
Master Race. So yeah, just love my Xbox. Love it to death. I actually moved my PlayStation 4 down here to the basement because I don't use it as much.
He needed a footrest, guys. His feet were getting very, very tired underneath the desk. He had to have a footrest underneath the desk.
I just feel bad. I mean, I want to play the PlayStation 4, but the only thing they have really good that I have is Last of Us, which is an excellent game. It really is.
Hey, but it's a game that means nothing. It's a glorified power trip to kill zombies. It's
yeah, that's what
and people. You get to kill real people.
It's a glorified Walking Dead.
It's Walking Dead, but with a little girl.
Alright, so let's wrap this up. Until our next coffee talk, which we will have a better topic, but this one was just tossing it in there. Anything else you want to toss in there before we end it up?
Donations can be sent to Halvanis at twitch.tv/Halvanis for a new PC.
Yes.
Now you got all your alerts and everything.
I do. I got alerts set up now. So when somebody follows or donates, everybody gets to see it.
All right, so we're out of here. Until next week. Later, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
Yow. Carrot check.
Hey, did you research anything on that now? Are you able to play with us on the US?
It should be.
I mean,
Like-
I'm 99% sure, but
Oh, you Americans think you're 99%.
Well, I don't know with Diablo, because it's Blizzard. They can do region locks if they want to.
I'm pretty sure that Diablo can be played in either region freely.
So I know Sony and Nintendo has stated that they don't do region locks anymore.
It's up to the game companies themselves to do the region locks if they want to.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you can play on your copy with us.
are you planning to get Destiny now?
It's not on my top mind at the moment. It's currently Halo and Rare Replay at the moment.
Well, if you did decide to get Destiny, Hal and I will we'll also make level 1 tunes, and we'll roll together.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how my paycheck is going to be, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting 3 times as much now, so woohoo!
I think I don't know if it's 3 times or it's 5 times. That's the thing.
Holy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, geez. Either way, it's a tragedy for you.
Yeah. I get more money, but that means I have to get up.
Yeah. Oh well. I mean, we'll find out what's happening here soon.
Yeah. We'll find out at the end of October.
The other good thing is that by the time that comes around, I imagine the special edition of Destiny will be out, in which you can buy everything up to the Taken King in one thing. Because aren't they doing that now, Tor? Where they're like, if you buy this, you get the DLCs for
Yes.
like, yeah.
You get everything up to the Taken King for free.
Yeah.
You buy they have a value pack.
Yeah. That's good.
About that.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go clean tomorrow. It's the last official barbecue of the year.
Oh no.
So
What a tragedy.
could go F themselves if they want a barbecue.
If they want to barbecue,
Go next door to the neighbor.
Oh, don't even pretend. Now that Doy's got his fill of your barbecue, he doesn't even want to come over now. He doesn't even like you anymore.
He's too good for it.
Too
He's
good for you.
Dementia
just-
skilled.
He's less gooder.
he's like one of those kids who's just like, hey, you want to play Gauntlet? No, I don't feel like playing Gauntlet, but I'm not going to play with you. And they go home.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize that I could have said Gauntlet. That was such a great game.
Yeah, it was.
Like, not the PC one. Gauntlet Dark Legacies for the
Arcade.
GameCube. Yeah.
Oh, the game.
Oh, the GameCube
remember-
was best.
I'm thinking about the arcade.
Oh, the arcade was good. The Dark Legacies for GameCube was awesome because it had 10% more blood.
10% more blood.
Yep.
20% more skill.
15% concentrated power of will.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. I have to run to the bathroom.
Tucker took a shit.
Tiny
Oh,
chickens. Tiny chickens.
Tiny sugar kitties. Tiny sugar kitties.
I think he meant jelly beans.
We got payment jelly beans. Alright.
Later, everybody. I'll be on vent in probably half an hour. It's an hour.
I'll probably be still streaming. I'm gonna cut this one off and then go live again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna.
Later.
What'd you say now?
I'm probably gonna hang out and vent for like a few minutes and then I'm gonna head to bed. I'm starting to get very tired.
All right. Later.